Alright y'all, welcome to my channel, and in this video we're going to discuss the female gaze and how it is being pushed on straight women when it is in fact not for straight women. And also you could make the argument that it doesn't exist. But let's get into the first part. So for the past couple of years, there's been a trend going on where there's a female gaze and there's a male gaze. And if you haven't seen what that looks like, the male gaze is defined as being more appealing to men, what men want to see. So that results in women being over-sexualized in the media, in movies and pictures, etc. And that the women are always placed in specific bodily positions to basically make the men feel turned on. Whereas the female gaze is defined as being more respectable and more mindful of women and treats them as actual people, so they're not always in sexualized positions. And it also goes even further than that the gaze can also be applied to men. And in this day and age, the female gaze is defined as being the more superior one because no one gets over-sexualized. No one has to live up to stereotypes. However, the female gaze is not designed for straight women because, well, the obvious reason, they're straight. So why would they want to appeal to other women? They want men. And this ties into a bigger issue that's been going on in society. As feminism rises in society, women are being more and more shamed for being attracted to men. Women are being more and more shamed for being heterosexual and for wanting to be with men, to marry men, and build a life and family with men. We see this with comments where other women bash straight women for being with men and saying that they're perpetuating the patriarchy and they don't want to change anything. They just want to lavish in the privilege that comes with being with a man, right? But I thought that women didn't have privileges. But anyway, and telling straight women that they need to teach their boyfriends and their husbands to be more feminist minded, that they need to be aligned with the feminist cause. Now they're trying to shame women for dressing in a way that's appealing to men, and they're trying to brainwash the new generation into feeling ashamed for dressing in such a manner, saying it's more righteous and virtuous to appeal to the female gaze. But let me ask you something. If you are a straight heterosexual woman, what reason do you have to dress for the female gaze, right? Because if they try to argue and say, well, it's more feminine, well, you're already a woman. So assuming you're not like some butch lesbian or you're not the typical feminist, I don't really see why you would have to dress in the female gaze in order to be more feminine. Number two, if they say, well, it's more respectable, just because you dress in a way that's appealing to men or whatever men that you date, that does not equate dressing like you're an unvirtuous woman. I'll just put it like that. These are arguments that feminists give for why women should want to dress in the female gaze, which I find hypocritical because this is the same group that argues that women don't always have to look and be feminine, that women can be masculine, that they can work, that they can be butch, and all these things. I mean, look at the poster, like literally the poster woman for feminism, the We Can Do It, right? Does she look feminine in that picture? Not really, but that's who they use as their poster child, if you will. But then when they promote the female gaze, then they say, well, this is actually real femininity. So which one is it? Like, are women supposed to be feminine, or are they supposed to be masculine? And are they supposed to be feminine for men, or are they supposed to be feminine for women? Or like, you know, what's going on? because it makes no sense. And another hypocritical part is they say it's more virtuous because dressing to appeal to what they call the male gaze makes women look unvirtuous or a loose woman, to put it lightly. But this is coming from the same camp that promotes sex work and says that sex work is real work. And well, we know how they typically look and how they carry themselves. So it's like we're getting two hypocritical ideas from the same camp. And honestly, this is part of a larger effort to make women be part of the LGBTQ, right? Because I can't be the only one who's noticed this. Between the shaming women for wanting to be exclusively with men and shaming them for dressing for what they call the male gaze instead of the female gaze, and trying to re-educate them and tell them, no, this is how you ought to dress. And between the feminist movement with the LGBTQ, every single month, it's like they broaden the definition and the requirements of what it means to be queer, of what it means to be a part of the LGBTQ, to the point that basically almost anyone could say that they're a part of that community, even if they're not a homosexual. But more on that in an upcoming video. Also, if you like what you hear and you want more content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Really helps with small channels, and to like and share the video. And if you think this assessment of the female gaze is dramatic or not true, well, all you have to do is a quick Google search on images to see what comes up when you type in female gaze. And yeah, that's not looking real heterosexual there. And I believe this contributes to the low satisfaction that we're seeing in dating. Women don't want to be honest with their attractions to men. And when you're attracted to a certain group or certain people, it's only natural that you're going to do things to appeal to that group. Now, that doesn't mean changing yourself for them. Yeah, you are going to want to dress in ways that attracts those people, and that works both ways. But now we're seeing this rise where women want men, but at the same time they do things to push themselves away from men, to make themselves be unattractive to men, and then they complain when they have a hard time in dating. Because it's like, well, who wants to date someone that they find unattractive? So all in all, we gotta stop this whole female gaze BS, because if you're straight, unless if you're like a homosexual woman or whatever, I really don't understand the desire to appeal to the female gaze. Because all this is really with these feminist groups running around trying to control men and straight women is they're just women who are insecure and jealous of the attention that certain straight women get when they go out and they look a certain way and they dress a certain way. So this is another attempt at them to push them out of their spot, out of their privilege, and to make the playing ground more even for them. Because going forward, we have to stop letting these butch lesbians and incel women take the mic and speak for us, for straight women. You know, 2026, we got to cut that out. Like, we really got to cut that out. And of course, I'm curious to hear your thoughts and opinions. If you have experiences with this, be sure to leave your comments down below. If you like content like this and want to hear more, be sure to hit that subscribe button and that like button, and I'll see you in the next video.